Okay, ladies and gentlemen, how are you? I am glad to be with you once again to finish up with the third part of the revealing, and that would be the revealing of the Book of Life. I would like to ask everyone to give a little more yourselves in this clip and imagine yourself or allow yourself to go a little deeper within, because this is where everything gets very, very mystical. It's the development of the Book of Life, and where how it starts with my suicide attempt. But I would like to begin this clip with Mrs. Bette Midler from a distance. I think that it's certainly in order for me, and I hope you also enjoy it. And let's get ready to have some more surprises. Thanks for joining me again. I'll let the music play and then we'll get into it.
From a distance, the world looks blue and green, and the snow had found white. From a distance, the ocean meets the stream, and the eagle takes to flight. From a distance, there is harmony, and it goes through the land. It's the voice of hope, it's the voice of peace, it's the voice of every man. From a distance, we all have love, and no one is in need. And there are no guns, no mountains, no trees, no hungry mouths to feed. From a distance, we are instruments marching in a common land, playing songs of hope, playing songs of peace. They're the song of every man. God is watching us. God is watching us. God is watching us from a distance. From a distance, you look like my friend, even though we are warm. From a distance, I just cannot comprehend what all this fighting is for. From a distance, there is harmony, and it goes through the
Okay. Thank you, dear guardians, for bringing me this far. And I ask your guardians that you allow your words to be heard now. Through me, your instrument. Okay, folks, we have 25 good minutes to have a good conversation before we have to end this clip. So I'll start off with being at home Friday night. This was 2 months after I had, after my license, my ability to procure my license to drive and run my business was taken away for 7 years after I had done my time, and I had to let the few friends that I did have working for me know that it wasn't going to go that much farther, and I had to eventually turn in my truck, which I was hiding in an alley a block away from my place while I was living with my mother and trying to keep some type of semblance of having a greater awareness of myself, in my flesh and my skin, and just so that I could feel alive and feel valuable. It never came. So it was a Friday, and I was sitting at my mother's house, and after a whole night of running up and down the block in my truck, trying to fill my emptiness with a woman, any woman, a streetwalker, and unfortunately at that time, and it didn't come. So the next day, it was a Friday, I was in my mother's house, and I lost all desire to want to live, and I decided I was going to end my life. I went into my mother's kitchen and looked out the back door, and I figured I don't know how I'm going to do it because I didn't have a gun, but I decided I would do it with the use of, the carbon monoxide poisoning. And what I would do is I would hook a nice tube up to the back of my tailpipe on the back of a vehicle that my brother had sold me. It was in my mother's garage, and I just haven't really driven it out of there. And I went into the garage and I hooked everything up, and I started the car. Well, I didn't start the car yet. But before I started the car, I looked out of a window that's placed in the easterly wall of the garage. And this window looked over the same hill that earlier, in the previous clips, I told you I had seen myself and maybe 20 other people seen a ship. A vehicle that was not a conventional machine that our government or military had the use of. Over this hill, I looked through the blue sky, and I said to myself, or I said to the sky, and thinking about my life, thinking about my misery and my pain, thinking about my depression and the amount of guilt and fear and self-hate loathing that I had for who I was, and my desire for who I couldn't be, I screamed to whoever created us. I said, "Hello, is there somebody up there?" I said, "If you're there, can you please tell me why you created me?" And at the time I started crying, and I mean, I was literally purple in the face. I was crying so much right off the bat.